Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chem Lock League, and we are at the start of Season 4 here with the Tundras, and very different team than what we saw last year. We made a few different moves. Actually, let's go through and look at like core pieces that have come back, because I think that list is lower than you would expect. Jacques Dennis is back for another season as he made it to the All-Star team. Last year, we've had combo of Coleman and Black at third base, but we've added rookie 36-year-old Kanan Carson. It's going to be a really interesting platoon between these three in the infield. Zeke Price is back for another year. He has been the core of our team for sure. I am hoping he has a bounce back in Season 3 here, in his third year. As he was a bit quiet last year. Rubio back. He was a rookie last year. I really love these two traits that he has on him, but we need to see him develop a little bit more to make a bigger impact on the team. Amos Get Wrecked, still on the team from the beginning. He is one of a couple of players that have been here since the beginning, and he is going to be a starter this year. So we'll see if he can pick up where he left off last year, where he was hitting pretty well. See if we can find a little bit more consistency in development for him. Wankerstein is now the ace of the team. He was our number 3 last year, played really well outside of the injury, and I'm hoping he can build off of that this season. We'll have a few common names here in the bullpen, including Ellen Booth and Holden Stiffbottom. They return to anchor our bullpen. Magnus Rivas, who was in our bullpen, now gets bumped into the number 4 spot in the rotation. That could be a risk. It could make our bullpen very, very suspect where it was a strength last year. We'll have to kind of see how things play out as we go through the season. A couple of big names that we brought in this year include Pork Guevara. Pork, he's going to be a rookie this year with no traits, and something I didn't consider, but a comment from an Optimist Tundra fan made a comment about how if he gets one trait, that's one of those 3 categories, the competitive, spirited, or crafty, he immediately becomes an upgrade over Flip Bauer. So I'm hoping that we can find some way to get some development for him. We'll cross our fingers and see what happens. Dennis Shoei is probably the big name that's getting brought in. He's already a pretty solid player all around outside of the arm, but not as necessary at second base. But Tier 3 clutch can make him a menace if he can. We can call him Dennis the Menace. I didn't even think about that until just now. We'll see how he does with clutch activated and how good he looks. And lastly, Brock Valencia comes in to replace Eric Lozano. I liked Eric a lot, but when it came to the chemistry, it just couldn't work. And it allowed us to bring in Dennis Shoei, who's a disciplined player. He's really the only outlier on this team right now. So let's see how well we do. What I did also get in the comments after the last video was a little bit of recommendation as far as how to form the lineup, and I will try it out. I am curious to see how it plays out. So this recommendation from the optimistic Tundra fan says, hey, let's put Zeke in his spot in center field. He's just so much more valuable there. Let's put Rubio at first base. Let's put Jacques Dennis in the DH spot. Let's put Amos Get Wrecked in left field and Mendez in right. And that is what the recommendation was. So I'm willing to see this out and see how it goes. And hopefully it pans out for us. I already set the lineup here. We will get into it as we go. We are away. This is game 2 of this is the first game of the season, but it's a 2-game set against the Foresters at Golden Field. Let's go ahead, head out to the field and see how we do against the Foresters, who were really, really great last year. They swept us. I think all 3 games they beat us last season. So we have a lot of work to do this year. I don't know if we have a win now team with the weaknesses we have in the pitching side of things. I don't know if we are going to be successful. If we are, it's going to be because of our offense. So we'll see how it goes with the starter, Kanan Carson, who I am intrigued by and I'm excited for this season, as he will come in with Tier 3 Stealer. 36-year-old rookie has decent hitting ratings. It's a 1-2 count from McCoy. And Carson strikes out in his first at-bat. McCoy with a strikeout to start the season. Great start for him. The Foresters were 9-7. They actually led the Earth Division over the Cutters, who tied with them in every aspect of the standings. So I don't know what the factor was that determined the Foresters over the Cutters last year, but they made it to the playoffs as Shoei pops out in foul territory. They ended up going to the conference finals against the War Wagons, but got swept. And the War Wagons got swept by the Woodsmiths to win the championship last year. So that's how last season went. Now Zeke Price comes up with 2 outs. Not a great start for us in year number 4. And it'll go 1-2-3 as June Mina, our former third baseman, will toss to Thomas Campbell to end the inning. So a little bit more of the same since last year, and that is just even more frustrating to watch. Now we'll see what we can do on the defensive side of things with Wankerstein on the mound against Elsie Proctor, and he immediately serves up a home run. This is going to be one of those seasons, isn't it? We might get through this in just a video or two if it goes this bad. Proctor goes 421, her first home run of the year. And the first at-bat for the Foresters, and the fans have something to be excited about. Now Brindley Splits comes up. Shortstop with Tier 2 injury prone. Also has Tier 2 pinch perfect, which won't apply. Wankerstein already tense after 1 pitch. And we'll see how he bounces back if he can. 2-2 count here after a nice curveball for strike 2. And strike 3 swinging high and in. Gets her to chase the fastball. 1 down, and Smash Jimenez, who we remember as being a thorn in our sides last year. He'll come up with Tier 2 Mind Gamer. And Wankerstein is back to neutral mojo, so that helps with the fact that Mind Gamer is hurting him. 1-2 count as he chases outside, or chases low, excuse me. Fouls 1 off. And strike 3 swinging, and another strikeout there for Wankerstein, second of the day. And I'd say a good bounce back after the solo home run from Proctor. Aiden Lindsay comes up. No traits for him. Great power hitter, solid contact, low speed. 1-1 count, and the curveball catches the corner. And a ground ball right to Rubio. He'll win the foot race easily to first base, and that'll end the inning. So a home run from Elsie Proctor to lead off the ball game for the Foresters offense, and they take a 1-0 lead. Now our all-star, Jacques Dennis, comes up to the plate. He batted .359 last year with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. He is going to be an anchor to our offense again this year. And he pops up to first base. Oh, my God. Well, we might get this doubleheader in today if it keeps going like this. Holy shnikes. All right, so here's Brock Valencia, who will have Tier 1 Ace Exterminator, but also Tier 3 Contact versus Righties. So his contact is actually better than his power right now, and that was something I was really excited about bringing him in for. A 2-0 count puts him in a great spot against McCoy. He checks the swing and a slider. Swings through strike 2, way ahead of the off speed. And a ground ball up the middle, diving play from Proctor. She gets up and tosses to first in time. Out number 2, and a mojo boost for Proctor and for McCoy. And that puts the rookie in a tough spot. Port Guevara comes up. And he sends one to deep center field. Shallow wall out there carrying. This ball has him right up against the wall. And that gets out of here. Port Guevara. He porks one and sends it to deep center field. 420, and that one was a moonshot. How about that for the rookie? In enemy territory, he sends one deep into the frozen tundra. Golden Field. We tie this ball game up, and Emily Mendez will come up. Tier 3 bad ball hitter, Tier 1 fastball hitter. I don't know. I know for a fact that if you have fastball hitter and a location hitter trait, for example, that they don't double up on each other. I don't know if fastball and bad ball double up on each other. We won't get to know here as she strikes out an off-speed pitch. But we do get the home run from Guevara. And this ball game is tied heading into the bottom of the second. The Foresters will bring their all-star to the plate, Thomas Campbell. See how he did last year. Campbell was 8th in batting average at 372, 7th in OPS with an 1148. He had 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. And he strikes out there. That's a big strikeout for Wankerstein, his 3rd of the day, I believe. And Ricardo Porpetta will come up. Contact versus lefties not activated here. And Wankerstein, an inning and a third here, over 21 pitches. And he already has 3 strikeouts. 1-2 count. That one somehow misses the corner. And Porpetta will ground right in front of the plate. Easy play for Valencia. He'll toss the first for out number 2. And now here comes Calvin Mostist. Calvin with Tier 2 contact versus righties as activated. He also has Tier 2 power versus lefties, which is not activated. And he'll slap a base hit up the middle. First chance for Price will be a 2-out single, and June Mino will come up. She was a season 2 All-Star. Yes, season 2 All-Star for the Foresters. Strike. Had 3 home runs and 10 RBIs that year.
That's a strike. Down.
1-2 count to Mina with a runner on first, and that is going to be pushed foul, or pulled foul. Sorry, my dog's getting all amped over here, so I'm a little distracted. Another one foul. And over 30 pitches now for Wankerstein here in the bottom of the second. Doesn't look like he's going to have a long day, unfortunately. And a grounder to short. Easy play for Guevara. Ends the inning. So Wankerstein threw 2. He's given up 2 hits, one being the solo home run to lead off the game. And he's in a good spot here if we can get a little more offense going. Amos Get Wrecked will come up. He has been a controversial player on the team, but he's been here since the beginning. Tier 3 clutch has me so intrigued for his potential, but he has yet to realize it. And just there, you saw the power show up a little bit, but the contact's being so low. He does not get a good contact there. And Glass Roundhouse, great name, will catch that one in the corner to get the first out of the inning. And not a good start for Get Wrecked. Rubio comes up, the number 9 hitter. Will not have his power versus lefty trade activated, but tough out activates on the 0-2. And he'll slap one down the first baseline. Easy play for Campbell. That's out number 2, so that'll bring us to the top of the lineup. Kanan Carson, who struck out in his first at-bat. We've yet to see his Steeler trade activate, as he needs to get on base for that. And he slaps one into left field, a 2-out single. And now a chance for him to maybe get the wheels in motion here. We'll see what Shoei can do. 0 for 1 already. And he popped up to left or right field. Runner takes off. Steeler trade activated and easily stealing second base. There's a slightly above average arm behind the plate. A strike there from Shoei, well ahead of that pitch. And in scoring position with 2 outs, we have Kanan on second. Shoei pulls one foul. It's a 2-2-2-out count. And he pops up to right field again. Dennis Shoei not really showing us much, as Jimenez will catch that, and the inning ends. We see the potential, though. You saw Kanan get on base and steal, and that's a great start to most innings. If he can get on base to lead things off, that'd be really helpful for us. Roundhouse immediately pops up on the first pitch to shallow left field. It's going to be Guevara who calls that one for out number 1. And now here comes Elsie Proctor. 1 for 1 with a home run already. A solo shot to lead off the game. Starts high and away. She takes for ball 1. Fouls one off. Ball misses high. And a grounder to third. Easy play for Carson here. He has a great arm. And he'll beat Proctor over to first base for out number 2. Splits comes up, 0 for 1. Getting tier 2 injury prone and pinch perfect. Not great traits for someone who's typically starting. She falls behind 0-2. And with 2 outs, she grounds to shortstop. Guevara Rubio, out number 3. Another clean inning for Gabriel Wankerstein. So I got really nervous there with the home run to lead off the ball game. Now I just want to see our offense start to do something here. Zeke is 0 for 1. We really need to rely on his success this year if we are going to succeed. He takes a strike, swings through strike 2, and he fouls one off, just making contact, barely staying alive. A slap one fouled on the first base side. Good diving play from Campbell. This is in. Over 40 pitches now for McCoy. And a dribbler slowly to first base. Campbell will scoop and step on the bag. Another disappointing at-bat for Zeke Price. I just don't know how we are... What are we expected to do? Like, when you put the players in place and they still don't produce, what do you do? 1-2 count for Dennis with 1 out. And he pops foul. That's going to get out of play. Well ahead of that one, and it's foul. Misses outside. Good eye from Dennis. And he'll hit one hard, but right to splits. That's out number 2. As we go through the heart of our order. 3, 4, 5, and we get 2 outs for Valencia, who's 0 for 1. Oh, boy. I'm going to get really frustrated really quickly if we just continue to struggle on the offensive side of things this year. Inside pitch, he pulls away foul, 2-1 count. Fouls another one off. It's even with 2 outs. And McCoy will give up a base hit. This one goes up the middle. Nice smack there from Valencia, and he'll be on first base with 2 outs for Port Guevara. And he already hit the home run in his first career at-bat. We'll see if we'll be able to get that ball back for him, and we'll see what he does here in his second official at-bat. It's going to be taken for strike 1. Late on that one, he goes foul. And holding the line there was Campbell. He almost got to it. Chases low, and Guevara strikes out. Nothing doing in the 4th for the Tundras. It's still tied 1-1. And the Foresters are going to go through the heart of their order, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this has me nervous. Smash Jimenez comes up. And first pitch, he rips down the left field line, but it tails foul. Got lucky there. This one goes foul the other way, and he's down 0-2. Wankerstein trying to get the put-out pitch here. Smash pops one foul. He's at 43 pitches, so he's actually found some pretty decent consistency. Dealing with the mind gamer trait right now. 2-2 count. Another one goes foul. Jimenez just fighting to stay alive, and he catches the bottom of the zone. Jimenez loses mojo as he says something to Wankerstein on the way back to the dugout. Big strikeout there for Gabriel, and that'll be his 4th of the day. He is getting close to the end of his day as he is locked in, but approaching 50 pitches here on the next one. Hold foul there. 1-2 count to Lindsay. He checks and holds on ball too high. And laced into left field. It's down in front of Get Wrecked. And that'll drop Wankerstein back to neutral mojo with a runner on first and Thomas Campbell coming up. We're in a high-pressure situation as this game is getting later, and it is still tied. Just over 50 pitches here for Wankerstein with 1 out. I'd say a ground ball to the infield would be ideal right now. Also save his arm as he gets a strike there. 2-1 count. Runner takes off, hit and run. Failed swing through and strikeout. No strikeout there, but the throw him out. There's the strikeout. The throw him out, then strike him out. Double play on 2 separate pitches, and a great job from Valencia. What a shot down to second base. Dead to rights heading to second and was Lindsay, and that's a big way to get out of the bottom of the 4th. Now let's see what we can do on the offensive side of things as McCoy is going for the 5th here. At least to start, he just hit the 60 pitch mark. And Mendez sends one to left field, but it's going to hang up. Easy play for Roundhouse, and that's out number 1. We're in a max pressure situation. You're going to see Amos Get Wrecked clutch here activated. doubles his boost here as he hits one hard into center field. First pitch swinging, and he'll be on first base. He's got great speed now that it's max pressure. We'll see if he can get into scoring position with one out for Aiden Rubio. From the bottom of the order, still max pressure. McCoy getting tired. First pitch swinging, it's a grounder to second base. Proctor to splits. Not in time at first base. Good hustle from Rubio. Very disappointing at bat for him. But he breaks up the double play. It's going to be a fielder's choice, and with 2 outs, Beal comes in for Carson with Tier 3 Clutch, the backup catcher. This is why we brought him to the team. Runner takes off for second. Sliding in safely is Rubio with a stolen base. Now in scoring position. Potential winning run. 1-1 count here for Beal, getting his first at-bat with the team. Checking out the runner, it's an errant throw. And unfortunately, Rubio slid back into second base. He didn't realize it went into into center field. The Foresters just got very lucky. We'll see what Beal does on a 1-2 count with 2 outs. That ball just misses the corner. Ball 2-2-2. And Beal sends one deep. Left center field, it doesn't have enough on it. It's going to hang up, and that's going to land in the glove of Ricardo Porpetta. What an opportunity we just missed out on there in the 5th inning. And we head to the bottom of the inning now. Still 1-1. Oh, boy. Let's see what we can do with Christian Black now coming in for Beal at third base. He has Cannon arm over there, so he should be picking up exactly where Kanan left off at third. Porpetta will take strike 1 with a 3-0 count, and he pulls one foul. It's now full, and Porpetta will hit one hard to deep left center field. Zeke Price on the run. He's not going to get to it. It bounces off the wall. He comes up throwing for second base, hits a cutoff man and a leadoff double in the bottom of the 5th. Not a great place for us to start things off in a tie ball game. Kelvin Mostis comes up 1-for-1 with a single, and Alan Booth will come in for Wankerstein here in the bottom of the 5th. I think this is a great call. Tier 2, the contact is gone, but the power is now Tier 2 power versus lefties activated for Mostis. He's 1-for-1 with the single. He doesn't really need the contact boost. A 1-2 count. Elite speed on second. I don't know how that missed the corner. 2-2. And a grounder to short. Guevara will get to it quickly, and runner has to hold it second. Good read from the base runner, and that's a big out there. So 1 down. Runner on second for June Mina. We're in a max pressure situation, so everyone on our team with clutch is activated. First pitch swung at, fouled off. She's a threat here. Good hitter. 1-1 count, and she fouls another one back. Booth ahead in the count. Former teammates here. And we'll see if Mina is familiar, if she remembers how Booth operates. She's gotten much better since the last time Mina met Booth. And another foul. It's a 1-2 count. Another foul. Good battle brewing between former teammates here. June caught looking, and strike 3 on the corner as Alan Booth just puts it right in the perfect spot. And Roundhouse will get replaced with Masha Duncan. Masha Duncan coming in as a utility hitter. As he swings at the utility fielder who comes in, swings at the first pitch, and it's foul. The slider catches the corner for strike 2. And a grounder to third first should do it. Rubio opts to go to Booth there. Good coverage from the pitcher. And a leadoff double gets stranded at second base. Big moment there for the Tundra's defensive side. Now let's see if the offense can get going here in the 6th. High pressure now. I don't know why it dropped. As Shoei will come up with clutch. 0-for-2 today so far. This is a moment for him to show us what he's made of. He gets ahead 2-1. McCoy's still out there. Oh, fools him on the changeup. 2-2. Oh, fools him on the changeup again. He goes right back to what he knew he was going to fall for. Missed opportunity for Dennis Shoei. Now we'll see if Zeke Price can get it going with Tier 3 clutch activated. He's 0-for-2 today. He has been clutch for us in the past. McCoy throwing his 75th pitch here, and it's a ball. A 2-0 count for Zeke. And, that was a great pitch, but he got antsy, got pulled way out of it. This one's pulled foul too. Now 2-2 count. And he pops up. That's going to get out of play. Lands in the stands. Still 2-2. Staying alive just barely. Makes contact there. Ball misses low. Full count for Zeke. And a base hit up the middle. That's perfect. Now we have a runner with great speed on base. See if he can get into scoring position in front of Jacques Dennis.
Number 19.
Still in max pressure, so Tier 3 clutch activated for Zeke Price. And McCoy finally gets pulled for Grady Hammond. Grady comes in with Tier 2 falls behind and Tier 2 surrounded. If we can get a runner on base. Going to start with the submarine throw for the 4-seam fastball at the bottom of the zone for strike one. Checking on the runner back safely. That one misses on the fork. Interesting pitch mix here for Hammond. There was the curveball. It's a 2-1 count. And that one gets sent into left center field. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Rounding second, heading to third is Zeke Price. He's going to probably be sent, and he is. Dennis comes into second base, and the All-Star shows up for the Tundras again with an RBI double, finally breaking this score. Hey, we're up 2-1 in the top of the sixth. We take the lead against Hammond. The run is going to be... Oh, what a play from Campbell. I thought that was getting over the glove. What a rough outcome for Valencia as he gets robbed of a base hit and an RBI. 2 down now for Guevara. By the way, Zeke Price's run does get credited back to McCoy. His second of the day. He's in line for the loss now. And 2 quick strikes here to Guevara. He's 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a home run. He's late on that when he fouls it off. With a runner in scoring position with below average speed in Dennis. Staying alive again. A little bit of a free swinger here is Guevara in this at-bat. He pops up in a foul territory. Is it going to get out of play? Chasing after it is Campbell. He dives for it, and it does get into the stands. And a liner to Proctor is going to end the inning, but a run does score on a Jacques Dennis double. Huge moment there for the Tundras offense as we fight back into this one. But it's going to be really scary for Ellen Booth as she's going to go through the 1-2-3 hitters, starting with Elsie Proctor, who has been responsible for the only run for the Foresters today, a leadoff homer. Booth will get her to ground up the middle. Big hop off the mound, and it's an easy play for Guevara. And that's going to drop the mojo of Proctor with 1 down. Here comes Splits. She's 0 for 2. And Ellen Booth staying in for this one. She's about to throw her 20th pitch. And it's a ground ball right back at her. Boy, that was hit hard. Splits put it right between her legs. But Booth was able to react quickly, got the glove down, fielded it perfectly, and tossed to first. That's a big out, number 2. Now Smash Jimenez, whose 10th comes up. Still a threat despite despite the tense mojo. See what Booth can do. She tries to get him to chase high and in, and he takes it. This is a liner to Shoei, and that's going to end the ball game. 1-2-3 in the 6th. Man, Ellen Booth is elite. She is elite, and somehow the Tundras pull off a win here. The offense still scares the shit out of me, but the pitching is there. The pitching is there, at least at the top of our pitching staff. We have reliability. We win 2-1. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Tundras, 1 run on 4 hits for the Foresters. No errors in this ball game. For the Foresters, really came and went through Elsie Proctor, who had that leadoff home run. A couple of other hits scattered throughout, but nothing else going on for the Foresters offense. On the other side, we had a really tough time against McCoy. Guevara, in his first at-bat in his career, he hits a solo shot to dead center field. That gets us into the tie. And then Jacques Dennis and Zeke Price pair up for the big game-winning hit in the 6th inning. That's clutch for you right there. So, pitching-wise, McCoy does get handed the loss here. He goes 5 1/3. Probably should have been pulled a little bit earlier, maybe to start the 6th inning. He gives up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 solo home run, and 4 strikeouts. Hammond does give up that base hit to allow the run to score. He gets the 2 outs, only allowing the 1 hit, but the run gets credited back to McCoy. Wankerstein started off giving up that solo home run to lead off the ball game. He settles in, only gives up 3 more hits through 4 innings, striking out 5, and he hands it off to Ellen Booth. Ellen gets the win, however. She goes 2 innings, striking out 1. No runners allowed for Ellen. Elite pitching for her. It's going to be Proctor, Guevara, and Wankerstein are your top three. And that's how the season starts. We were able to get the win against the Foresters, something we haven't been able to say in a year. Between these two, I think I have to give it to Rubio. I think Wankerstein is the better player right now, but we'll see if we can get that loyalty back for Rubio. All right, between these two, Dennis and Carson, we're probably going to give Dennis the loyalty boost here. Both are much older. Dennis is part of the core. Carson just got brought in, so he's going to have to establish himself before we will consider doing more with him. And between these two, this is really tough. I think I'm going to give it to Guevara just because of the home run, but also because he is younger. All right, so that's it for manager moments. We head into the second game of the doubleheader, which will be the next video after this one. So keep an eye out in your YouTube feed or check the channel. If you finish this video, you should be seeing it shortly afterwards. Let's see what happened since that game ended. We have 5 power for Raiden Coleman, so he's getting a little bit stronger. That's nice to see. Development for Beal, but a chance to gain Whiffer is not something I'm interested in, because he doesn't need the speed as a catcher, backup catcher. Magnus Rivas just learned an elite cut fastball, which is nice to see, but it's going to be tier 1, so it's not going to do a whole lot. Nice to see it as a starter now. We're going to rely on that. Hopefully he can throw that really well, and again, that'll bump him up to a B. So, oops, I pushed the wrong button there. Kanan Carson, 36-year-old rookie, already regressing. -8 fielding there. That shouldn't be too much. We should be able to deal with that. So that's not too worrisome, but it is unfortunate. And then development here for Get Wrecked, a chance to lose Wild Thrower. I think it's worth us doing that. Keep in mind, if we get rid of Wild Thrower, there's a chance he gains a different trait. I could think of a contact versus righties or lefties. Tough Out, I think, would be really great for him as well. Just really anything that could boost that contact. And then Christian Black loses 4 power, and he drops from 46 down to 42. That's not great to see from him either, unfortunately. So we will do this one for Get Wrecked here in just a moment. We do have 5.4 million in surplus to work with. in PDO funds to work with. Tenley Knight, not going to develop her. She's 32. Ezra Wong here with +3 accuracy would lose 1 junk, which is fine. But the key thing here is a 25% chance to gain stimulated. I might wait until the next game, but he could be a... You know what? I might do that now. The more chances we can get stimulated to roll, the better. If he does get it, that would be amazing. It would essentially put a 20% chance that he can get juiced in the final 2.5 innings, which would be really, really nice, especially with our bullpen being a little bit weaker. That's a trait that would be huge for us. We're not going to do this for Beal. Valencia, he doesn't need the fielding. I might save this money for when we could use it. And then Jacques Dennis, I'm not going to develop him at 38 years old. So let's start with Get Wrecked. Power, speed, contact. I wish we were getting more focus on contact. And a chance to boost his power and speed a little bit more. We'll take that. And a chance to lose Wild Thrower, which is the big one here. He doesn't roll the bonus power. Chance for bonus speed. He won't roll that either. That's okay, because he's going to roll getting rid of Wild Thrower. And he does! Okay, perfect. So finally, Amos loses his Wild Thrower trait. Fortunately, we never saw it activate in a game. Even more fortunate, we don't have to worry about seeing it activate going forward. So now he has room for another trait. Let me know down below what trait do you think would be best for Amos here. With his 52 contact, again, I am thinking a contact versus righties trait, or even tough out, I think would be better. With 2 strikes, he gets +50 contact. Could bump him up to 102 when he's at neutral mojo, and that's if clutch is not activated. So I could see him becoming an incredible piece of this if he can get a really solid second trait. Let's do this one for Wong as well. Let's give him the accuracy boost. He does lose 1 junk. That's okay. Can he get some bonus accuracy? He won't get that. That's okay, because he's going to roll stimulated. And he does! Oh, that's awesome. So Wong just became a much more valuable piece, and I think he might jump up to a B- here. He does not. But 57 velocity and accuracy, 36 junk is fine. And now when he's juiced, he gets a huge boost to all of those traits. So we'll get an opportunity to hopefully see him in action as a juiced reliever. And that is a huge help to our bullpen that just lost Magnus Rivas in the offseason as he got bumped into starting duty. So this is really, really interesting as we rolled some big development opportunities here for Wong and Get Wrecked. Just wanted to check and see if there are any candidates to make any other moves, especially maybe I was seeing some suggestions around maybe a different offensive option to replace one of the three, since they're all very similar profiles. Could we get a better hitter? Let's see what we can find that might profile as a better hitter for us. There's Jesse Flubull. Now he's disciplined, so we can't consider him. Anson Massey, I think too low a contact for us to consider here. There's Dido Romero, disciplined. Skylar Pratt, intriguing. I think contact and power is a little bit lower than I'd like it to be. He would have to come in to replace Carson or Black, which would be unfortunate because Black is still getting paid $2.9 million. And just so you get a reference, he's worth $4.8. So we're saving so much money on Black right now. Carson just got brought in, and I do think even though he's 36, I don't know, maybe I'm just being a little bullish on his Steeler trade. We already saw what it could do. We could replace Carson with Pratt. Both are much older, 36, 37. A righty that would have much better power at 63. Contact slightly lower. Speed right around the same. And he's not much of a fielder, so he'd be kind of a DH only option. Or first base option, depending on how we shake things out. And he has no traits, so nothing to help boost him up. I don't know if Pratt's the route. Let me know in the comments if you think you like him more than Kanan Carson. We have, I'm trying to look at, actually let's shuffle it this way. I'm gonna go based on contact, and let's see. No, I'm gonna do based on power. So we have Neil, who's got 99 power but 33 contact. No, I won't do that. Coke, first pitch prayer, and Butterfingers. I don't like that. 40 contact is lower than I'd like. He's an intriguing option. I think he's somebody to consider. He would require a corresponding move since he's crafty, though. So if you think that could be interesting, we'd have to work around that. And there's Noel Haley, first pitch prayer, but he's scholarly, so that rolls him out. Massey, 41 contact, no thanks. Royal Finley was RBI 0. He's a little expensive, though, so I probably wouldn't be able to go that route. He, again, would be a direct replacement for either Kanan or Black, which would have to be Kanan at that point. We already looked at Flubull. We have Cleome Rums with Wild Thrower, which isn't the worst thing, but 49 contact, 71 power. I just don't think that's very solid. Let's look at this guy right here, Gusto Brock. Outfielder, 63 contact, 60 power. That could be an option as well. Base jogger isn't ideal. At tier 3, he would be so slow around the base paths. So I don't think that's a route for us to go. And we already looked at Dido Romero. Douglas Homegrown here, 5681. He's scholarly, so that rules him out. Davenport is scholarly. We could always look to bring back Trampleson, for example, with 5150 in the power contact split. And then we're getting into the really low in the 40 range for hitting. I don't know. Let me know if any of these names call out to you. If you can't remember whether they are, what their chemistry is, that's okay. But let me know if you see anyone here that you're like, that would be good to bring in for our offense. Keep in mind that we may have to require some adjustments to be able to align all of that to work properly. But I'm not opposed to the idea. I'm thinking it might be Finley as like our best option here. He could drop a little bit more in price before we bring him in, but him instead of Carson. And in a second, I'm going to consider one other thing. Yeah, so that would be a slight drop in contact, which is fine. Much slower, weaker fielder, and then that power would be a huge boost. So that could be something that we look to do, but we may need to cut back a little bit in Finley's cost before we look to replace him. Be a bummer to drop Carson already, but I still think I'd be open to the idea. I'm not saying we have to, but I just want to consider it. Now, there is the idea of we get rid of Coleman instead, who he's my least favorite of these three hitters, or these three fielders. If we were to get rid of Coleman, that would mean we would need to bring in a competitive player to make up for it. And as we're thinking about competitive players, one thing that I was considering was, hey, what if we brought in see if there's a decent pitching option that we could consider that's competitive. So this could be blue hogwash. So honestly, this is the route that I'd like to go. I think at 5.4, way under her value right now. Decent pitcher, even with all of those boosted contact and hit and power and speed traits. I think she's a decent option, and it would bring Rivas back to the bullpen. Bullpen. So if we were to do that, we would be getting rid of Buckley, obviously, which is a huge expense. And of course, this means that we would need to now bring in a crafty player. It would have to be getting rid of a spirited player for a crafty player. And really the only viable option here would be Carson or Black. So it may not be worth getting rid of Coleman. Or Coleman would be replaced by I'm trying to do the math here. So if Carson got replaced by Finley, that's spirited for spirited. If we brought in Hogwash to replace Buckley, that would push Rivas down into the bullpen. That would make Hogwash our number 3 starter over Tenley Knight. And we would just need to get a crafty player in for Coleman. So let's take a look at what that would be. Let's do... And then let's do this. Okay, so limited options for crafty. Okay, so we could go really cheap here, and we could bring in somebody like, Ainsley Salgado would just be a negligible option here. Benitez is a third catcher I don't like, especially with Wild Thrower there. Then you could consider a guy like Mark McKenzie, 1.5 million. So Mark McKenzie could just be a speed and fielding option at second base. It would just be to save the money here. We would replace Coleman with McKenzie. Shit, I'm like talking myself into doing this. Because we don't need to wait for Finley to be able to do this one now. The other options are Chico O'Brien or Demi Trampleson, so we'd have a sixth outfielder. But again, Zeke Price and Get Wrecked can also flex into the infield, so we can handle that. I think Demi is the more intriguing option here. We've seen we know what we've seen from her. She's faster with Steeler. She doesn't have bad ball hitter, but she's 50 and 51 with her hitting. She's actually a little bit better than O'Brien on face value, but the bad ball hitter trait, we just didn't see it pop off last year. Trample since 29, so there's less chance for her to regress. So, yeah. Mark McKenzie is intriguing for the drop in cost. What is this one? Coleman's 5.1, so we'd save $1 million here. Knowing that we would have to pay up from Carson to Finley, maybe like $1 million or $2 million. Saving $1 million here, and then knowing we'd have to pay more from going from Buckley to Hogwash. We're probably going to drop below the 10 million threshold here for surplus, which means development will slow down. I'm going to wait one video here. Well, I can't do that because you're going to see this after, or I'll be recording the other video before you see this.
Go ahead, live large and in charge.
I'm going to give myself a little bit of time to think about this. If we were to do this, we go up to 11.3. Then we go to Hogwash. Hogwash would bump us up 3.5, so that would put us at about 7.8 million in surplus, and then we would spend even more to go with Finley over Carson, which that's still not a necessary move. Again, this would just be the two moves would put us in a position to interact with each other only. If we were to go with, so that's 3.5 million up. If we were to go with, what's their name? Mark McKenzie here. I'm just going to put a star next to him just in case. We go Mark for Coleman here. It's 3.6. So essentially that one these two moves would wash each other out. So Coleman gone, McKenzie comes in. We'd have McKenzie he would barely ever play, if ever. He's like Anya Corona here. Chance for him to develop naturally too at 22 years old. But he's got already great speed and fielding, so if the AI ever lets him or has him pinch run or come in late in a game for defense if necessary, move some players around, then that's an option that they can look at. Trampleson, I think, holds a little bit of a better opportunity, but I just don't know that she'll ever really get a chance to play. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Mark McKenzie for Raiden Coleman. It doesn't mean I still can't make the other move. So if you hate this move and you're like, bring in Demi Trampleson for Mark McKenzie instead, then I'm willing to consider that. But we're going to make this move. Frees up 3.6 million so that we can make a corresponding move of bringing in Blue Hogwash. And she's going to replace Brew Buckley. So Blue for Brew. And that will bump Rivas back down into the bullpen. And Blue will now be our number 3 starter. And we're still at 10.4 million. So the team, I think, just got a lot better. Not just because Ezra Wong just became our weakest pitcher in the bullpen and he has stimulated now, but also because we have a full-time 4th starter now in Blue. I think she can hold her own. I think she's pretty decent here. And she could hit, too. I don't think we'd have her hit, but not a bad pinch hitting option if the AI ever decides. Tenley Knight now becomes our 4th starter. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable than with her at 3. And Magnus going back to the bullpen does make me feel better about our bullpen length, but also with that 26 accuracy, we don't need to have him pitch too long now. So I feel good about this. I know that our depth isn't as strong here. It's going to really be a platoon between Black and Carson at third base. But again, we can flex around whenever necessary. So let me know what you think about that move. Do you think we should go with Trampelson over McKenzie, which would drop us down to 7.8 million. Do you like the idea of going with Frank Winkelson here? No, that wasn't the guy. Royal Finley, when he drops in price a little bit, maybe to like 6.5 million. If we replace Kanan Carson with Royal Finley. Again, that would be a big power boost. Or pretty much stays the same in contact. We lose some speed. Fielding stays the same. Arm gets weaker. But at that point, I think Finley is going to be a little bit more of a offensive option. And we'll keep... maybe he could play third base. He's not bad. Let me know what you think about making this move, too. Finley for Carson. If we drop in value for Finley a little bit here, I think he could be worth it. RBI 0 sucks, but if he doesn't get any runners in scoring position, then he can still hold his own. So let me know if you like that move too. But that's going to do it. I need to finish this video before you all run away from me. But thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, we got a win in the first game of the season finally. Go ahead and like the video down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you had not done so already. We're working to get to 150 subscribers. Appreciate all of you for watching, for engaging with the content. If you have any thoughts, ideas, feedback on the team so far, please comment down below. I appreciate all of you. Can't wait to see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.